let me start this video off by telling you that the amount of mental gymnastics you had to go through to somehow paint me as racist is absolutely embarrassing, and it is beyond pathetic. Saint, let me just tell you one thing right off the bat. You might be able to play this game of spreading misinformation with others, but you will not be able to do that shit with me. Now, this video will be split into two parts. The first part will be in regards to his second video about me, and the second part of this video will be in regards to his first reaction about me. And I will disprove all of the things he said, all his claims about me. I will disprove all of these things, and I will make sure everybody gets to see the full truth. I beg you guys, just please, before you comment, watch the full video. I beg you. Oh, and while we're at it, would you mind explaining that meme right there? Isn't that literally a 9/11 meme? I hope you are aware of the fact that the people in this meme, the people that this meme is about, died in a horrific incident. I hope you are aware of that, because what you're doing right now is very disrespectful towards all the people who died during 9/11. Wait, but what about that one? How are you gonna explain this?
Up to you. He just gave up. I don't know what this channel is about anymore. I don't even know what this channel is about anymore. Fuck it. I cannot find the other video that he made about me. Yeah, and I'm the one with the ego.
Ooh, you cooked me, Mr. Pokey.
Damn, I cooked Saintontas.
It's just gonna lead to this endless cycle of...
You are literally mocking Mr. Pokey for his accent and making fun because of the way he talks. And you are claiming that I'm racist because I exposed somebody for using AI in their videos. Yeah, I don't know about this one, buddy. Oh shit, and what about that one? Wait, hold on. Isn't that your server? Aren't those literally people from your server? So we got Ben Tao, Top G over here, saying no gay trans shit in your own server. You know, I could take these screenshots out of context and link them to you as a person, but I'm not gonna sit here and gaslight my viewers into thinking you are a bad person because of people who have nothing to do with you. You may do that. You can do that with me all you want, but I'm not gonna do the same because I'm actually fair. I'm not gonna twist your words. I'm not gonna sit here and make up lies about you. I'm only showing what's actually going on by being completely fair. And I will not accuse you of things you never did. I don't want to see anybody in the comments saying anything about me without watching the full video, because I will be honest and I will be fully transparent in this video. This will be my last video on this topic because he clearly cannot provide any valid arguments without twisting words, making up things about me, and lying to his own audience. I'm sorry, but I cannot take somebody like him seriously, and I will no longer respond to anything, no matter what kind of screenshots without context he pulls up. I don't care. My viewers have a competent brain and they will understand if something is true or not. I'm just glad I have an audience of people who can think for themselves without blindly trusting somebody's words. But if you guys want to blindly trust his made-up accusations, feel free to do that. But unlike Saint, I am someone who will always be honest on this channel, and I will always tell you guys the truth without twisting somebody's words. First of all, I never made fun of Glaive for being Indonesian or not being able to speak English well. In fact, I literally said in that video, the part which you did not watch and you skipped on purpose, that I have nothing against Glaive except for him using AI for script writing, because once again, I never knew he was Indonesian at that time. I literally said that I have nothing against him, and you purposely skipped that part to gaslight your audience. He speaks perfect fluent English. How on earth am I supposed to know that he's Indonesian? You are making completely baseless, made-up accusations of me with zero proof of anything. All you're trying to do is to distract everyone from the actual topic at hand. But I want to talk about the screenshots now because unlike Saint, I will give you guys a proper explanation without making shit up. Let me explain what's going on here. Yes, there have been certain people in my server saying certain things at that time. I made a mistake there. The rules should have been stricter and I should have been more careful. However, this was my first Discord server. I was very busy at that time and I didn't have time to sit there and ban one member after another because they said one word. But of course, Saint did not include it in his video because these screenshots are all taken out of context and he cannot win any argument without making up things and changing the actual reality of the context. And these are people in my server. They are not me. They are not representing me as a person. They have different opinions than me. It is a very simple thing to understand. They are different from me, and I do not represent their opinions, and they do not represent me. Now, as for the N-word screenshot and the pinned comment, which is the most ridiculous attempt of proving that I'm somehow racist, let me tell you guys the context of this. First of all, how are you gonna call me racist when my most viewed video on this channel is literally a video of me calling out racism in the Genshin community? I have experienced racism in my life, and you claiming that I'm racist without any proof is something that I will not tolerate, and I am deeply hurt by. The server rules were way too strict at the time, people were getting wrongfully banned, and somebody asked me if it's okay if they use the N-word. Since the N-word is being used as a substitute for words like homie or bro in a huge part of the black community and the US, I said it's fine if they use it as long as it's not being used as an insult. The rules of my server literally say that I do not support racism or homophobia or an excessive use of harsh insults or anything like that. But fact is, the N-word is being used as a normal word for a large portion of people in the US and the black community. Gacha Smack, for example, he uses the N-word in some of his videos as well. 6ix9ine, who's not even black, uses the N-word as well, and nobody cares. If you fail to understand that, you simply don't have respect for other people's cultures. It's a normal thing to do for black people in the US, and I acknowledge that. So don't go around trying to spread things about me that are not true when my most viewed video is literally a video of me calling out racism in the Genshin community. You cannot make this shit up. Now, the reason why I had these pinned comments is so I could prove to you guys how Saint is manipulating and gaslighting his audience, and I didn't think it would actually work, but it somehow worked, so thank you for that, Saint. Me pinning a comment is not proof of me being racist, since you have no way of knowing why I even pinned the comment in the first place. If you can prove that I pinned the comment because according to you, I want to make fun of ESL people, which is an absolutely ridiculous claim, prove to me how you are able to be aware of the reasons I pinned it for. If you cannot prove it, it simply means you are making up accusations out of thin air to fool your audience into believing a fictional reality. What I was trying to say there is that if he used a normal translator for it, it would still be his own original script, and since the phrasing and the word choice would remain exactly the same, the AI score wouldn't be at like 99%, which is why I'm very confident he is in fact letting AI do most of his work. There is a massive difference between translating a fully fleshed out script and letting ChatGPT write the script for you. But I will say this, if he is actually doing a lot of work himself and he's in fact not using AI, which would honestly be a surprise to me, but if it's a fact, if he can prove that he's not using AI, then I apologize. Then I was wrong, it was my bad, I was judging too quickly, and as for the other pinned comment, there is something called a pin of shame, and I pinned that comment because of how stupid and embarrassing the claim is. 99% of people with a functional brain would understand that. You just made up a reason in your head as to why I pinned that comment, and you acted like it's a fact. This is defamation at its finest. Another thing, you claim that I think AI is bad. You keep saying I said AI is bad and I have a problem with AI in general. You keep claiming that. Why don't you show us the exact moment in which I said it? Oh shit, you can't because I never said it. In fact, in the part of the video which you skipped on purpose during your reaction, I literally said that there's nothing wrong with using AI unless you're letting it do all the hard work for you. And you cannot compare taking down a few notes to writing a full script. You also have no way of proving that I'm racist because I never said anything about Glaive being Indonesian or his English skills. This has nothing to do with him being Indonesian or being bad at English. He could very easily write the scripts without using AI to write it for him by writing it in Indonesian and simply translating it into English. This is completely different from using AI to write the script for you, and you cannot compare these two things. If you fail to understand that, you have zero knowledge about AI and how these detectors work. You completely made it up to trick the stream into hating on me for something that literally does not exist. All I did was expose Glaivekiyo for using AI generated scripts, which is a fact, and you are going out of your way to make up false accusations about me, claiming that I'm racist. You pre-watched the video instead of reacting live to it, which I have proof of. You then skipped some of the most important sections of the video. You lied about me. You didn't provide any valid criticism. You didn't have any proof of my evidence being invalid. You ignored all of my points and instead just resorted to calling me racist, a Hoyoshill, and stupid. Alright, so first of all, you're not fooling anyone, buddy. He didn't actually react to the video in real time. He pre-watched it, and there's a good reason for that. At the start of the stream, we can literally see a big fat red bar on the right side on my video. So he did clearly pre-watch it, because otherwise, there's no way he could have possibly defended Glaive. Now, before we go into everything else, let me make something clear. He claims that my baseline take of the video is AI is bad. He says that multiple times throughout the video, claiming that I think AI itself is bad.
And the baseline take is AI is bad. No questions about it. And that is the take of the video creator. If you use AI in any context, it's bad.
Saint, if that's the case, would you mind showing us the exact moment in which I said it? Because I never said that, and if you cannot provide evidence of that, it is not true. In fact, in the last part of the video, which he skipped on purpose, I said it's completely fine to use AI as long as it's just for finding information and summarizing complicated things. I never said AI is the problem. What I said was that using it to write the full script for you is a problem. So would you mind explaining to us why you're lying about me, lying to your audience, and literally gaslighting the entire stream into believing something that is not true? Do you realize how disrespectful that is to all the people who are subscribed to you? I sure hope so, because you clearly lied about me on purpose, just like in all the other points you made about me. You also skipped the part in which I exposed Glaive for false information on Wuthering Waves. You skipped the part in which I explain why AI is a problem and when it is a problem. You skipped the part in which I literally explain the method of how I fairly tested all the videos, and a lot more. I'm waiting for an explanation because so far, the only thing you did was lie to all the people who like to watch you. After that, I mentioned that I'm going to explain what made me realize that Glaive's video is AI, and he for some reason interprets that as me providing evidence.
Saying that somebody using the rule of threes in a video script is evidence of them using... Hey, who wrote the Three Musketeers? This motherfucker Alexandre Dumas was using AI!
I clearly said at the beginning that this is only about how I realized it was AI. Well, let me tell you guys exactly what it was about his video that made me realize he's 100% using AI. But he interprets that as me providing evidence. So either he has underdeveloped comprehension skills or he's just trying to gaslight his viewers. He then claims that I don't understand the rule of three because according to him, that was the only reason I thought it was AI. And once again, this is not what I said. What I said was that he used the rule of three times within 1 minute. My problem is not him using the rule of three, it's the fact he uses it 3 times within 1 minute. Yes, the rule of three is a thing that you're supposed to do when writing, but it's also used in every single ChatGPT script. And since he used it that often, this is what made me realize the video was AI. And you are trying to make it seem like this is the sole reason why I think the video was AI generated. Which is funny because you literally pre-watched the video. So at that point, you already knew I was going to show actual evidence and elaborate, and instead of providing counter arguments or any valid criticism, you're just putting words in my mouth I never actually said. Before I address the next point, he thinks I'm a Hoyoshill.
Yeah, no, he's just literally a Hoyoshill.
Which is kind of a ridiculous thing to say when I literally criticized the games countless of times. I have countless videos criticizing and mocking the game for how bad it is. I've also been playing WoA since release. I enjoy both games, and this has nothing to do with the topic of this video. Stop trying to make it a thing that's about Hoyo versus Kuro, because it's not about that.
The claims being made over here is that every single video, right, every single one, is AI generated.
Another thing I want to mention is that we don't know 100% for sure if he's using AI in all his videos, but he is certainly using it in a lot of them.
Equating the usage of the rule of threes in a video script to using AI is not a real premise.
Buddy, this first example is an introduction to the point I was going to explain later on, not actual part of the evidence, and I made that very clear. If you fail to comprehend something as basic and simple as this, the problem is not me because I made sure to use the right words. The problem is you for having underdeveloped comprehension skills.
I don't get the point that's being made here.
Yeah, you know why that is? Because you literally misunderstood and rephrased every single one of my arguments 2 minutes into the video. Instead of trying to understand my reasoning, you just resort to calling me slurs and rephrasing my statements to the point where they don't make sense anymore. Every single one of your arguments can very simply be debunked by just watching the full video, which you didn't even do, because you knew exactly that it would make your entire reaction invalid. Another thing, take a look at this. As you guys can see, all of their scripts were not being detected as AI. Not a single one had even 1% AI in it.
Not a single one even had 1% AI in it. Okay. You can literally see right here, this one says 4%. Like, you can literally see right here, this one says 4%. And we just saw one that had 4% mixed.
Yeah, it says 4% mixed, not 4% AI. Activate your brain cells, dude. Is he even listening to what I'm saying? I said not a single one had 1% AI. And this one says mixed. You are twisting my words because you cannot win any argument without manipulating and gaslighting your audience.
So, to wrap up this intro segment,
in this moment, he even acknowledges that it was an intro, and instead of correcting his previous claims, which were based on his assumption I was already providing evidence, he just keeps talking about the rule of three, which was purely an introduction into the video and not actual evidence. And once again, he already pre-watched the video, which means the only reason why he even did all that was to gaslight the entire stream into making me look like I'm the bad guy. Next point, he claims I didn't show the exact videos I tested from the other content creators. He says that
we don't even know which videos these are and who they're from. It's just like, you might have actually done 30.
Even 1% AI in it. And then when I actually show exactly which videos I tested 2 seconds later, he doesn't say anything, and instead of correcting his previous statement, he says nothing. Once again, he pre-watched the video, which means he just lied about me. He also put my own script into the AI detector, and because it was detected as 5% mixed and 95% human, he starts shifting the blame to the detector for not being reliable enough. Do you not realize how ridiculous that is? If the detector was actually that unreliable, then why is every single one of Glaive's videos being detected with such a high score, and all the other videos I showed are not being detected at all, or like 5% at most? If this detector was actually that unreliable, there would not be such a big difference. I used the most reliable AI detector in the world for a reason. And as for the last point, why is there proper punctuation in the scripts I copied into the AI detector? Well, first of all, I used this exact method for all the videos I tested, so this doesn't actually disprove anything. The reason I did this was because there's grammatical mistakes caused by the YouTube transcript, and in order to get a proper, fair score, I made sure all the videos have proper punctuation, including the ones that were detected as human. So this doesn't disprove anything, and it doesn't change any of the facts I mentioned in the video. Let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comments, and as always, I wish everyone a nice and wonderful day.